Here's an easy one. 7 times 6.
30.
No, not 30. 42. 7 times 5.
105.
Walker, how do you expect to get into a good college if you don't know these?
I'm only in 2nd grade.
Your child can learn quantum mechanics before the age of 3. Stick around and find out how.
Not really. But today's Genius Level episode is brought to you by Smarty Pants, helping parents with healthy brains. Smarty Pants, you can check them out at wearesmartypants.com.
Here at the DadLabs, we're not really into those get smart quick schemes.
We know that there are a lot of well-intentioned parents out there that are trying lots of sketchy techniques
And all kinds of unorthodox approaches
to give their children a leg up in the cutthroat and competitive world of kindergarten. But we want to know, are these really effective? What kind of parent-child interactions actually help children to be ready for kindergarten?
To find out, we asked the master teachers over at the Priscilla Pond Flan Child and Family Laboratory at the University of Texas.
When you're thinking about brain development and play, it's really important for especially young children to be active. There's nothing wrong with some sitting time, but brains work better when bodies are working as well.
One of the things you want to do is really think about communicating and not just talking, taking what the child says and clarifying what they're saying, maybe expanding upon their vocabulary.
Looking at them, eye contact, and talking with them about what they're thinking about. If they say, you know, I think the sky is blue because it's full of watercolors, my best response to that is, oh, what made you think of that? If children are always given an answer without being able to sort of puzzle through it and figure out and have somebody who cares about that and someone who's interested in them dialoguing with them, then they're not going to do that thinking that's required for that.
You want to think about what you can do to cognitively or intellectually stimulate them, what you can do to help them with their language, what you can do with their social emotional area development, and their motor skills.
One of my very, very favorite questions in the world is, what's your plan? Another great one is, what made you think of that? Again, these very simple, open-ended questions that allow children, that are telling children, I want to hear what you're thinking about.
And the things you can do for kids are provide them with a lot of hands-on activities and a lot of interaction with your parents. Those are the things that really help a child develop and get ready for a formalized school. Not sitting down, doing flashcards, not filling out ditto sheets, not passive kinds of things, not like,
you're a parent, you know your child. If your child likes to make stuff, you know, you go in your house and it's totally covered with string and tape from one end to the other. That's a child who's got this thing about, you know, making traps or whatever else it is. Then get some stuff like tape or string, find a place in your house or in your yard where you can do that, and go to town. Do it with your child. Another great thing with this kind of play is if you can leave it up so it's more than just that one piece of time, because frequently what happens in school is even if you have an enormous amount of time to play, there's a time where it ends and you have to put it away. But for children to develop over time and to think about things, they need to be able to come back to it. It builds thinking skills, it builds problem solving, it builds persistence, and all of these are really important for being a human being, but they're also important for school success as children get into older grades.
You know, Daddy Bread, one thing I noticed that they left out of their suggestions was the daily heaping helping of digital media.
Yeah, because I mean, nothing stimulates young minds like video games, right?
Yeah, I mean, all their suggestions were so low-tech and simple that even you could do it.
But that's what kids need. I mean, kids need just for you to interact with them, take them in the backyard, look at bugs, talk about the bugs, you know, a science experiment right there in your backyard.
So we want to hear from you. Are you following the suggestions from the good people at the Priscilla Pond Flan Lab School? If you are, we want to know about it. Leave us a comment on this video. Talk to us at dadlabs.com about what you found to engage kids in learning, to get them excited about learning, and we'll get back to you.
We'd like to thank our sponsors, Smarty Pants, helping parents with healthy brains. You can check them out at wearesmartypants.com. And let me tell you, those vitamins are tasty. I had about 50 already today.
That's all for us this week. We'll see you next time here in the lab.